Umpire Rowan Saws holds the ball aloft, and a crowd of around 25,000-30,000 roar the Kangaroos and the Blues away. The Blues playing for top spot on the ladder, but it's Crocker who get Kangaroos away to half forward. High fly from McDonald, fairly on hands and knees. Doesn't really want to get it out, making half an attempt, then pulling it back under his body. And umpire Peter Carey calls for a bounce. Half forward for North Melbourne, going to the punt round end in this first quarter. Stephen Kernahan for the Blues winning the toss, going to the main scoreboard end.
Madden gets the tap out wide. There's a chance for Dwyer for North Melbourne. Tapping it on in front of him. Now he controls it, kicks it over the shoulder into the pocket area. Oh, the high flyer, young Smith, but no mark taken. A free kick being picked out of it, and it'll go to the Blues. Kennedy in the back pocket.
Keeping play along that outer wing. In front, Cracker, but chipping in well. Bradley. Wobbly old kick up towards half forward. McCann steaming towards it for North. Dennis gets the ball on and over the boundary line. Gleeson it was for the Blues. Throw in. Midway between wing and half forward. Mossop against Madden.
It's over the back. Chance for Elvin. He's pushed off the ball. Now Johnston on the bottom of the pack. There's been a free kick against Johnston for not moving it quickly enough. It'll go to Dwyer. Dwyer's second kick towards the wing. Interception is good one by Hannah. Tackled by Mossop. He didn't have control of the football. Mossop picks it up. Across to German. German right against the boundary line. A good kick towards centre half forward. Fairly can't mark. Dorotich at the back. Oh, down goes Dorotich. Oh, a strong tackle by the North Melbourne defender. And Dorotich takes the free kick. Maybe he got up a little bit too quickly there. He kicks the ball into the centre. Punch away. Now it's towards the centre half forward area. Demetriou, a handball wide. Here's a chance for Cracker. In towards full forward. No mark taken, and it's pushed across the behind line for the first score of the match. Coming up at the 2-minute mark. It's a rush behind to North Melbourne. And young Smith looking a little bit worse for wear. Dean kicks it into the back pocket. The mark being taken. No, it goes back to Dean. Perhaps the goal umpire hadn't finished his duties, and Dean will kick it in again.
He goes from whence it came, straight back to Gleeson. Under the arm, away he goes. Cracker gathering him in. The pressure was good from Jim Cracker. Gleeson handballs to Robertson. High again to Gleeson or Kennedy. Kennedy gets a push, but gets it up to the wing. Phil Cracker now. Around Glasgow, onto the right boot, towards half forward. Big stack up of players. Brother Jim hands it off. German up towards half forward. Leave it as the call from Dean, and he did that very well. Bradley now for the Blues. It's a hectic start. Bradley's down after he's kicked it. Meldrum leaves it behind. Schimmelbusch with strength, but Elvin arrives for Carlton. Schimmelbusch back in there, and it's a great start, Bernie Quinlan. Both sides giving it everything, and the crowd appreciating it.
Yes, plenty of pressure here, Peter, and well, it's going to be a top game.
Fairly good conditions at the MCG. Madden in good position. It's taken for North Melbourne by McRae. Up towards half forward. Now a chance for Rhys Jones. He does it well. Feeds the handball to Robertson on his natural kicking foot. It's a poor kick though. Into the centre. Clean bowls Johnston. Glass got it to back. High ball. Up towards full forward. No mark taken. Chance for Ogier. Dennis. Quick kick high in the air into the pocket. Kernahan's underneath it. Can he mark it? Yes. Kernahan, the big Carlton centre half forward and captain. A good strong mark taken by Stephen Kernahan. He's about 40 metres out and shouldn't have too much trouble with the distance.
Steve McCann's got the job of minding Kernahan, so he was selected at centre half forward and is lined up at centre half back.
Kernahan punts for goal. Not a bad looking kick, but he's offline. And scores level at the 4.5-minute mark. One behind apiece.
Law to the outer side. 2 against 1. It favours Blues. Down to Meldrum. Chips for goal. Well, it's a pass, a beauty too. Kennedy's mark, Ogier rather, in the forward pocket. He looked up very well there. I thought initially it was a shot at goal from Meldrum, but he picked out Ogier there in the forward pocket and beautifully weighted and given enough height to get over the Kangaroo defence. And Darren Ogier, chance for the first goal of the afternoon. Accuracy, all that he wants here. and splits the eye of the needle. The Blues hit the front. 5-minute mark at the MCG. 1 goal, 1. North Melbourne 1 behind, 1 point.
And a good strong mark by Ogier. I thought for a moment there that he may have put Ogier on too severe an angle, but here he is coming in from 10 metres out, 15 metres out, and made no mistake.
The Blues lead by 1 straight kick. Bounce back in the centre. Chance for North Melbourne through German. A quick kick towards centre half forward. The ball on the ground. Bradley. Good recovery. Kennedy. Dorotic. Beautiful long kick by Dorotic. Johnston. No, it's Dennis. But the mark's been taken for North Melbourne. No, he's paid Dennis. Well, couldn't pick that out. He's been allowed to run on. Poor defence by North Melbourne. Dennis shoots for goal. Beautiful long kick. Is it over the line? No, it's been touched by the North Melbourne defence. And the second behind on the board to Carlton. They're 1-2-8 and they lead North Melbourne, who are 1 behind.
Law switches play to the members' side of the ground. Run on here. Can it be touched before it goes over the boundary line? Trying to prevent that happening was Glasgow. He's got one in the back in doing so. Hands off to Hannah, then Shepherd's off Crocker. Away goes Hannah. Squaring shot. They all misjudge it. Behind the pack, it's all Blues. Shot at goal from Robertson. Brings up another behind. So Carlton, after North put up the first score, have had 4 shots on goal to lead by 8 points.
Poor kicking by Robertson. He's had 3 or 4 chances in this opening 6 or 7 minutes, and that was again a poor attempt. The kick in goes to German in the back pocket. Attempted tackle by Gallagher. He swerves away. German kicks up towards the centre, and the mark's been paid. Surely it's been paid to North Melbourne. And it is Steele. Kicks it out towards the wing area. Mark taken by Demetriou. Looking to play on. Gets past Melbourne fairly easily. Kicks towards centre half forward. In front, no mark taken. Chance now for Jimmy Cracker. Nice handball out wide. Oh, interception nearly by Gleeson. German it was, waited for it. Now strong play by McRae. He does it well. Feeds the handball out to Dwyer. Dwyer in the pocket. Short pass. There's a good one. And the mark taken by Fairley. Fairley about 40 metres out. Another short pass on. Oh, a little bit too high. Glasgow will come through and take it over the line for a behind to North Melbourne. And they go to 2 behinds, 2 points at the 8-minute mark, and they trail by 7 points. The Blues 1-3-9.
Donald McDonald unable to hold his footing there as Alvin marks and gets the Blues away on half back to the wing. Kernahan's his target. McCann watching him very closely. Did it well, the big fellow. Hopes it's going to fall for a teammate, but it doesn't. Nailey for Carlton. Around onto the right boot. Madden's calling for it at half forward. In best position, uses his body well, but good defence from North Melbourne. On to Hannah from Alvin. Millum Hannah, the second for the Blues. The 8.5-minute mark, Carlton go away to a 13-point lead through Millum Hannah.
Here it is again now. Tommy Alvin with an excellent handball out to Hannah. Inboard, it's much easier than when those wide handballs where you have to have a shot at goal from the angle, and also an excellent kick from Hannah.
Carlton moving it quickly at every opportunity. Madden, Johnston gets his quick kick to it, out towards the wing. Nailey gets past Cracker easily, gets past McRae easily. Poor kick towards Kernahan at the back. Bradley, left foot shot for goal by Bradley, is online. The 3rd goal, 4th possession to Bradley, and there's class written all over that young man, number 21. And the Blues, they're 3-3-21, and they lead North Melbourne 2 behinds, 2 points.
Yeah, he's a top player, Bradley. Nailey looked to be passing to Kernahan. It was a poor kick off the boot, but Bradley, who came down from the centre, picked it up beautifully, and he's got great skills on the left as well as on the right. Kicked a beautiful goal from 40 metres out.
So a superb start for Carlton, though it's North Melbourne who get it away from the middle. High kick from Schimmelbusch, knocked to ground by Kennedy. Reece Jones battling in there. Handed up by Sean Smith. Looks to have recovered from that limp that he sustained in the first minute or so. Bounce on 50 metres. North into attack. They trail by 19 points. McDonald comes in on Madden. Comes loose to Fairley. Gives it to German. High kick towards half forward. They're all waiting for it. Knock from Dean. Hannah couldn't get the handball away. German preventing it, but Hannah back into knock on. Dorotich's knock goes back to North Melbourne. High kick to the centre. Up high, Kernahan couldn't hold it. So the umpire signal play on. Now the Schimmelbusch for North Melbourne. Dwyer, space. Goes back to Crocker. On half forward from 50 metres. Players having trouble delivering the greasy ball. And it will be a throw in. Forward pocket for North Melbourne. With Keith Gregg there on the left. And John Kennedy on right. John Dugdale in the middle. The North Brains Trust. And Donald McDonald gives away a free kick to Justin Madden.
Now it's an easy way out for the umpire. Surely Madden was doing just as much jostling as McDonald. Madden takes the free kick in the back pocket. It's a beautiful long kick towards the centre. No mark taken. Play on Mossop. Poor play there by Crocker. He did get in Mossop's way. And a little bit of confusion on behalf of the North Melbourne players. And umpire Carey decides to bounce. Only 10 or 15 metres away from the centre circle. Madden can't control the knockout. Play on, says the umpire. Johnston takes advantage. Beautiful looking kick by Johnston into the pocket. Too far for Gallagher, and it'll go over the boundary line for a throw-in. 10 or 15 metres around for the Carlton goal. And Johnston quick to swoop on that opportunity.
$19 points is Carlton's lead. 11 3/4 into the first term. Gallagher wins the tap. Gleeson, quick hands to Johnston. 15-metre penalty for wasting time for going on with the kick, Johnston, after the whistle had gone. Free kick against Gallagher to Mossop. Plays on to Steele along the outer wing. Looking there for Crocker. Better judgment from Bradley, or has he pushed Crocker? The umpire says he has. So free kick, in fact, taken over there by McRae. His kick though straight to Madden. On to Hannah. Towards half forward go the Blues. McCann almost brought it down. Quick feet from Gleeson, but in front it's Law for North Melbourne, steadying things down in the last line of defence. Not for long. Schimmelbusch passes and accepts the handball.
Very direct kick by Schimmelbusch up towards between half forward and wing. Demetriou gathers, tries to get back onto his right foot and does it well, Andrew Demetriou. Now he'll go long, surely. Bounce once and kicks it to the advantage of the Carlton defence, and Dorotich takes a mark ever so easily. Transfers play to the outer side of the ground. Hannah's in front, feeds the handball off to Rhys Jones. He in turn further upfield looking for Dean. Madden's there to support. A little short kick by Madden's over the top. There's a chance now for McRae, who's been prominent for North Melbourne early in the game. His high kick into the pocket should be marked by Rhys Jones, and is.
David Rhys Jones, half-back flank for Carlton. Thinking about squaring the ball, now decides to keep it along that outer side of the ground. In front, Bradley. Oh, Schimmelbusch missed with the punch just as well. It wouldn't have collected leather. Away go the Blues. Kennedy drives towards half forward. Out in front, Oja. Smith slipping and sliding, but does it very well. Good tackle on Oja. Down goes Kernahan, but Glascott's there, pressured by Larkin, and the ball's gone out on the full. Good pressure, and Crocker to take the free kick.
Shocking conditions on the practice cricket pitch area. Over the top, Bradley. It could have been a free kick against Johnston. It is, and it's being paid to McDonald for North Melbourne at half-back. Very difficult in the centre and on the practice cricket pitch area. Very slippery conditions. McDonald goes on, looks to handball out wide. He finds Schimmelbusch running. A high ball towards centre-half forward. Madden pushed from behind. Play on, says the umpire. Chance for Dwyer. Quick shot at goal's a goal to North Melbourne. Good, no-nonsense football by North Melbourne. 6 possession to David Dwyer, and the first goal to North Melbourne at the 14.5-minute mark of the first quarter. They're 1-2-8. The Blues 3-3-21.
I just thought when Justin Madden went for this mark, he was pushed away from him a little bit easily. There was hardly a finger laid on him, and he made it quite easy for Dwyer to chip in and kick an easy goal on the run.
So the first North goal at the 14-minute mark. Diving in there. Johnston's given away a free kick And it will go the way of Crocker in the muddy middle as Cracker seems in a few problems there. Might be an ankle. And a bit of concussion, I think. Little dazed. Kick towards half forward. Steele trying to wrestle it forward. Given away by Dorotic to Johnston. Johnston towards centre wing. Downed after he got rid of it. He's holding his head. 15-metre penalty. Or in fact, not 15, down ground, and there'll be a 15 now. Dennis, who kicks it forward. Knock on from McCann. Hannah. Players having problems. Quick hands to Glasgow. His kick only as far as Naylor. He's got support from Johnston, who's come down ground. He's going to have a long bomb. Johnston to the edge of the square. Gallagher there with Law. Throw in forward pocket for Carlton. We've played 15, coming up to 16 minutes. And Cracker looking to regain some composure. The trainer's been working on him. Mossop in front position, down there, looking for Rovers. I think Steele happy to go over the boundary line here. Thrown to the ground, he might even get a free now, he will. Unnecessary from Johnston, he's let the ball out of defence. Steele's kick marked by Law.
Good mark by Johnny Law. Very experienced player in the North Melbourne defence. Now he gives the handball out wide. Schimmelbusch running at every opportunity, trying to get that game flowing for North Melbourne. It's over the top of the pack. Chance for Dean. Tries to run on it, to tap it back. Rhys Jones gives it across to Bradley. Bradley looking for Dorotic in support. Dora's running well, kicks a long one to centre half forward, and a good mark taken by Andrew Demetriou for North Melbourne at centre half back.
Bad sign there, Mill and Hannah. Oh, it's not the knee, I don't think. It could be the thigh. So that's good news, I suppose. Is in the middle, it's with Steele for North. Towards half forward, Cracker in front. On the chest, Jimmy Cracker. Could be 15. Yes, it is, and this puts him within scoring range. Doesn't waste time, though, into the pocket, fairly left unattended. So quick thinking by Cracker. He could have had a shot, but fairly making position. An acute angle. There you see the job in front of him. Distance, no worry. Wind going from left to right across the goal. He doesn't allow for it at all. Into the pocket, all going the fist, and Madden sees it through for a behind. 12-point lead for Carlton. We've played 17.5 minutes at the MCG and a pretty tense, pressure-filled opening.
Interesting statistic so far, nearly 18 minutes, Peter, and Larkin has only had one hand pass. Elvin up towards centre wing. Johnston takes the mark. As usual, been fairly conspicuous. Given away a few free kicks, but his fifth kick towards centre half forward. High flyer, Dennis. Swooped in there beautifully, Royce Hart style. Kicks up towards full foot. Ogier can't mark, plays on. Quick kick. Not a bad looking kick by Ogier. Has it been paid? It's all clear. Second goal to Ogier. Fourth goal to the Blues. And they go to 4-3-27. Leading North Melbourne 1-3-9. The difference is 3 goals in Carlton's favour.
Dennis chipped in and took a beautiful mark here on the forward line. And over to Ogier, who nearly held that one, but recovered really well. And a magnificent snap on his right foot under a lot of pressure from the North Melbourne defence.
So 2 of the 4 Carlton goals for Darren Ogier as Mossop gets it down to Cracker. Caught by Johnston. Comes loose. Play on's the call. Meldrum a bounce. He can go all the way here from 45 metres. No mistake.
What a superb effort by Johnston in the centre.
Great tackle on Cracker. He made him look slow. And there to pick up the crumbs, Meldrum. And away he went. Might have taken it in front of the mark. Advantage paid. There was never going to be any stopping Molly Meldrum there.
Seems to be a bit of feeling between Johnston and Jimmy Cracker too. I think it might have been after that heavy knock at his brother Phil.
Well, they are dangerous players if they're allowed to run free. But it was a brilliant tackle by Johnston. Bounce back in the centre. Madden and Mossop, neither very effective. Chance for Meldrum. He snatched the ball away from Schimmelbusch, and in doing so may have infringed. And Schimmelbusch will take the free kick for North Melbourne, his 6th possession. 20 minutes gone, the Blues lead by 4 goals. A kick out wide, Hannah back in the play very quickly. Good play. Great to see him recovered from that slight knee injury 5 minutes ago. Up towards centre-half forward, and a good mark taken for North Melbourne in defence by Ross Smith. He transfers play to the outer side. In the practice cricket pitch area is German. He stands his ground well. Handball over the top to McRae. McRae's long ball towards half forward. In front, it's punched away by Dean. Stevenson goes after it again. He does well, picks it up. Left foot kick over the top towards centre-half forward. There's been a free kick paid. No, there hasn't. Play on, fairly. Out wide, chance for German. 50 metres out, poor kick smothered. And over the line for a boundary throw-in. Just inside the 50-metre line. And a pat on the back to Dorotic. A great smother.
But really, the North Melbourne kicking's been very poor once they've got it up on their forward line. They've had 4 or 5 opportunities and none of them have hit the target.
Demetrio, St Vincent's handball. Meldrum did that well. The handball puts Dean under pressure. Meldrum back into clean-up. There was no gap to go through there. Lucky not to be penalised. Quick hands from Carlton. Sees it with Madden. Down he goes. Oh, speed from Big Justin. On to Johnston. He shows real pace. Up to half forward. Dennis his target. Behind Ogier. McCann there to hopefully knock it to the boundary line, North fans say, and McCann achieves that objective. Throw in midway between wing and half forward for Carlton, while their bench does some warming up in front of the members' stand. McCann watching Kernahan while the ruckman battle. Volley from Madden. He was up late watching the FA Cup final on ABC television. Good play from McRae. He's had a good first term. Towards the wing, Hannah, a little wrestle there on German. Oh, good recovery from Hannah. Left foot kick to anyone in particular. Knocked away by Demetrio. Meldrum, oh, beautiful spoon out to Bradley. He held off and is caught well by McRae. Madden, left foot kick, goes 3 or 4 metres. A desperate Dwyer pushed in the back by Madden. And 15-metre penalty for the ball being kicked away after the free kick's been given. So David Dwyer on centre wing.
Dwyer plays on quickly, kicks the ball towards centre-half forward. In front, Dorotic. Can't mark. Play on, says the umpire. Chance for Fairley. Gets around Hannah a little bit too easily. He kicks the ball towards centre-half forward. A high flyer there, looks like Crocker. A good mark by young Darren Crocker at 40 metres out directly in front. And a chance to kick North Melbourne's second goal. The Blues lead 5-3 to 1-3. 22 and a half minutes gone in the first quarter.
A really pretty poor defence there by Carlton. He marked that one in front, in the middle of 3 Carlton players, and none of them went for the ball.
5th kick coming up for Crocker. And a desperately needed goal for North Melbourne. Nice looking kick. Umpire moves across, signals a behind, and a disappointing result because senior VFL players these days shouldn't miss chances like that. John Kennedy, Johnny Dugdale, Keith Gregg and Laurie Dwyer on the bench for North Melbourne.
Some North Melbourne greats there. Of Madden comes to Jimmy Cracker. Left, then right, looks up and sees Dwyer. He wastes no time. At centre-half forward, the man unguarded is Donald McDonald. And again, some loose defence from Carlton. 3 or 4 occasions in this term, North men have been unguarded up there within scoring range. They haven't taken full advantage of it yet. Let's see what McDonald does. Directly in front, 45 metres out. Just a slight breeze. Goes for the half torpedo, half drop punt. Out of bounds on the full. He dropped that very poorly. Throw in around 10 metres from the North goal.
Well, he looked a little confused as to whether he was going to kick a drop punt or a torpedo. Madden in front gets the tap out, goes towards Elvin. He can't break clear. Pushed in the back according to the umpire. And Tommy Elvin to take the free kick in the back pocket for Carlton. Good long kick towards the centre. His target is Gleeson. All crashing his way through. North Melbourne player and Crocker. Now Gleeson on the end of a hand pass. Gives it to Johnston. Johnston fumbles at the crucial stage. Given a free kick. Down he goes. Cracker. Elbow reported. And Johnston not looking too happy. Has a good quick look at who did the damage.
Here comes Jimmy. And he said, I'm going to get you. And as I said before, there was a bit of feeling after that incident when his brother Phil got run through in the middle of the ground.
Johnston takes the free kick. It's a short pass, not a bad looking pass either. And Kernahan, a good lead by Stephen Kernahan, and he takes the mark about 35 metres out directly in front. A chance to kick his first goal, and the Blues 6th. He's already kicked one behind. Perhaps on that occasion a little bit further out than he is now. The big Carlton skipper punts for goal, and the ball drifts across the face, through for a behind, and Carlton lead again by 4 straight goals. 5-4 plays 1-4 into time on in the first quarter.
John Law to the members' flank. Little hand there on Glasgow, on Crocker, knocked it to ground for Johnston's, recovered pretty well. Oh, lovely smother, but it goes loose to Glasgow. Up towards half forward and Kernahan. McCann wearing him like a glove, and Kernahan's given away a free kick. Leaning on McCann, who used his body well there to keep out the Carlton spearhead. The ball not returned cleanly to him, so 15-metre penalty means he's on the defensive 50-metre line. Steve McCann, and he plays on with the handball. Long handball from Larkin. Steele. Not sure what to do. Looking for some movement up forward. Towards half forward, 2 against 1. It favours Carlton defence. 3 against 1 with Reece Jones behind the pack. Searching handball for Bradley. Not sure where it's gone there. Larkin. Hands off for Stevenson. Back to McDonald. Look at this Blues defence. They're desperate. Couldn't get the kick away. Kennedy thrown out there by German. Shot at goal from Larkin. Yes! After a slow start, Matthew Larkin involved 3 times in that passage of play, getting it from the members' wing, and he's capped it off with the goal. And it's a timely one for North Melbourne at the 27-minute mark.
It's good desperate stuff by the Carlton defence. There's about 4 or 5 players there. German got a doubtful sort of hand pass out to Larkin. But they'll need Larkin doing a lot more, because that's one of his first kicks for the game.
Bounce in the centre. It's a chance for Naylor. Gets onto the left foot. Kicks out towards half forward. Dennis overruns it. Chance for Crocker. He overruns it. Comes back. He's got plenty of time though. Now kicks with the left foot. It's a poor kick. Up towards centre half forward. McDonald gathers it well with a lot of skill for a big fellow. And his short kick in towards centre half forward has been marked by Full Cracker. Pointing directions is Jimmy Cracker in the background. Chance for Demetrio. And he takes the mark. Stretching a long, long way. There's another loose player in the pocket, and it's Shimmer. Well, maybe the North Melbourne supporters have a little bit more faith in Schimmelbusch than Demetrio, but one wonders. He's on a little bit tighter angle than Demetrio was, but a lot closer to goal. And punts ever so truly. Straight through the centre. And the third goal on the board to North Melbourne at the 28.5-minute mark. 3-4 plays 5-4.
Good play by Jimmy Cracker. He saw that when Phil had the ball, he pointed out to Andy Demetriou out on the other flank there. And it was good play to get it over there so quickly.
So after a 4-goal lead, Carlton now lead by 2. Gleeson running onto the loose ball. Oh, fickle bounce. Kernahan. No, it's Gallagher who couldn't control it. Kernahan now caught well by Smith. No way that the Carlton skipper could get away with that. Pat on the head for Ross Smith from Steve McCann, who tries to take the umpire with him, but will have no more in the first term. It's Carlton who go in at quarter time, or into the huddle anyway, leading by 12 points. Umpire Kerry starts the second term. Justin Madden against John Mossop in ruck. It's Carlton leading by 12 points, going from right to left. And it's Madden who gets the first tap away. Larkin getting in there to prevent Gleeson getting it away. He can get it with the boot, but no, Larkin back in to prevent him again. So Matthew Larkin revved up after hardly having a touch in the first 25 minutes of the first term. Has started to come into things, kicked a goal, and instrumental in preventing the Blues getting forward there.
Good tap out by Mossop, a high ball into the centre. big clash of players. Here's a chance now for North Melbourne to come clear through McRae. A good long kick into the forward pocket. Marked by Stevenson. He decides to play on. Handball over the top. German. Shot for goal from 25 metres offline. Through from behind. It would have been a great start for North Melbourne. They trailed by 2 goals at quarter time. Now the difference is 11 points. 1 minute into the second quarter.
Kennedy puts the ball towards Aitken, who's come on. He's got it now, met very solidly by Larkin. Gleeson ridden into the ground, and he'll get the free kick. So Aitken has come on for Dorotich, who has gone off into the dressing rooms to be attended to, one would surmise, for some injury. Gleeson with 15 metres. Goes towards the muddy centre, looking for Madden. Mossop pushes him away. Madden might have made it look worse than it was. Demetrio gets it out to Steele. Good knock away there by Nailey. And he has a word to Nailey. Does Steele. A little groggy. Turns blue for a moment. Now he's got the colour back in his cheeks as he kicks towards the members' wing, looking for Cracker. Phil Cracker loses it. Johnston in hard on him. Where's brother Jimmy? Johnston appealing for the free, and he's got it. Well, did he throw the ball away, or was he tackled when he didn't have it? Now, I think it's the player we noticed yesterday who yells hardest to the umpire.
No-nonsense football. Handball wide to Dean. Dean into the pocket. Kernahan punched away by McCann. Dennis. 3 North Melbourne defenders there. Smith comes up with it. Did he hand pass it out? Crocker's on the end of it. Steele. Great tackle by Johnston. Strong pressure by the Carlton forwards. And a free kick against Johnston. Well, I don't know.
It's consistent, I suppose.
Well, I thought it was all in the action of the tackle, really. So Johnston was pretty unlucky to have that played against him.
Steele, members wing. Dean set to the fly, then stops. And the defensive knock from Donald McDonald sees it over the boundary line.
Just to go on with that, is it possible that he could have been penalised for throwing the guy once he did the tackle, then
yes, that's
accentuating?
What it was for, I'm sure.
But you'll always get the coach to say throw him down hard, won't you? Perhaps they'll have to change that as well. Oh, some heavy use of the body to try and let German in there. Donald McDonald using his weight. This is a pretty physical encounter. David Rhys-Jones holding the small of the back. Bounce just into North's attacking half. McDonald right underneath it, but he's got a chance now. Onto the left boot goes Donald McDonald. Carlton favoured here. Dean and Stevenson both knock one into the ground like 9 pins, and Elvin over the boundary line with it. Very difficult to hold footing out there. And they weren't even on the practice wicket or central wicket area on that occasion. Madden in ruck against McDonald. 44 is Madden. Wins it down to Gleeson. Did that nicely. Goes for the boundary. Well, if he knocked it out with his hands, they'd call that deliberate, but it was with the boot, as Milam Hanna has had that left thigh bandaged during the break. And again, it's Madden against McDonald.
Madden gets the tap out. It goes to North Melbourne's German. Snapshot by German is offline. Very close. And 2 behinds personally to Peter German. And North Melbourne 3-6-24. They trail by 10 points. The Blues 5-4. 34, and a good sign for Carlton as Gleeson getting kicks in defence. Kick in by Dean towards half-back, onto the practice cricket pitch area. Kennedy does it well. Long ball towards the wing. Bradley leads in the race for the ball. Dennis there, but North Melbourne's defence strong. Steele up towards the wing again. Kennedy might gain another possession. High ball towards the half-forward area, and a mark, no mark taken. Play on, says the umpire. Aitken, handball to Dennis. Dennis's kick into the pocket area. No mark taken. Glasgow at the back. Kernahan. Glasgow. Free kick being picked out of it by umpire Saws, and it'll go to North Melbourne in the back pocket to be taken by Crocker.
Darren Crocker keeps play on the outer side of the ground. Poor kick though, straight to Dennis. Richard Dennis just into the attacking half for the Blues. Over the 50-metre line, looking for Ogier. Got his chest to it, but pressure from McCann. Throwing on the half-forward flank for the Blues. They lead by 10 points. We've played 5 minutes into this second term.
Well, those umpires aren't correct. They're not Cameron and Sheehan. They're Saws and Carey. And from that boundary throw-in, an infringement by Justin Madden on John Mossop, and the big North Melbourne ruckman will take the ball in the back pocket. Carlton lead by 10 points, approaching the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. Chance for German. It's pinched off him by Dennis. Dennis's kick over the top. Madden and Mossop in front. Schimmelbusch, no mark. Ball over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Not much talking from North Melbourne, flying against one another twice there.
70 metres around from the Carlton goal. The big fellows tackle it again. Dennis doing well. Kick into the pocket. Ogia, no, crash to the ground. Meldrum, Demetriou. Meldrum takes possession. Can't break clear. There's a chance for Gallagher. Schimmelbusch. Left foot kick by Schimmelbusch towards half-back. Oh, an airy-fairy attempt by Mossop. He gets the handball out wide. Chance for Smith against the boundary line. He taps it back. There's a chance for Dwyer. Players just can't break clear. And a free kick being picked out of it by Saws. And it'll go to Peter German, the North Melbourne centre man.
German chips to the wing, finds Sean Smith. Onto Dwyer. Keeping along that outer side. Now who can hold their feet here? Aitkins caught by Cracker. The crowd very vocal. It's a hard tackling, a physical encounter here at the MCG. But the Blues holding a 10-point lead at the 7-minute mark of the second quarter. McDonald 25, Madden 44, Elvin behind 31. Trickles it over the boundary.
Well, conditions must look a lot more, or are obviously a lot more difficult down there than what we're seeming them to be from up in the commentary position. Players struggling on all occasions to keep their footing. Madden takes the ball out of the air. Gleeson roving well. Kick into the centre. Chance for Kernahan. Overruns it. Nailey's at the back. Kicks it off the ground. At a second attempt. Gallagher caught with the ball. Should be penalised. Yes, he is. A little bit slow. The thoughts were there, but the body just wouldn't move quickly enough. And a free kick to Andrew Demetriou. He plays on and kicks it into the centre. The mark taken by Steele.
A good second quarter. Steele towards her half-forward line. Hannah there puts pressure on Fairley. Chance now for German. Onto the right boot. Peter German was pressured there by Hannah, and that's why the kick went straight to Glasgow. Breaks clear of Crocker. Gets it on to teammate. Hannah then feeds towards half-forward. Alvin for the boundary line, hoping it will stay in for the freak. He keeps it in too, and then it goes off the foot of Cracker. Well spotted by the boundary umpire, and Meldrum will take the free kick. Half-forward flank. Chips in, not the length for Dennis, but he gathers it beautifully. One-handed, couldn't swing it back enough. 11-point lead for Carlton. We've played 8.5 minutes.
Great skills by Dennis. Reminded me of John Gould holding the ball in one hand as he swept around. Kick in by Law towards half-back on the outer side of the ground. Jostling. Kernahan paid the mark, yes. 55 metres out from goal. And in these difficult conditions, it's his third mark. Short pass. Dennis takes the mark. Under lots of pressure from Smith. And Dennis, who's been very prominent in the second quarter. It's his fourth mark. Sixth kick for the quarter coming up. Has yet to kick a goal, but obviously has mighty big hands. Very deliberate. Shoots for goal. Goal umpire hardly moves. It's straight through the centre. First goal to Dennis. Sixth goal to Carlton. They're 6-5-41 and they lead by 17 points. North Melbourne 3-6-24 and we're 10 minutes into the second quarter.
And Dennis has been in everything in the second quarter. He's had 6 possessions already for the quarter and we're only 10 minutes into it. And he's really lively across that forward line. Carlton have seemed to be able to find these players, bring them out from nowhere, these forward line players. If one player's down, they've always got someone else who can chip in and kick goals.
Nicky Passmore, that was him, number 37, in case his mother didn't recognise him. Hair a little lighter than we're used to it. He's come in for Mark Arsieri in this match as Schimmelbusch gets the handball out to Cracker. Caught, but gets the pass away. Who's got the speed here, Rhys Jones or McDonald? Whistle must have been from the crowd.
free kick to North Melbourne.
It was from the umpire, and they didn't stop the players. It will go back for in the back to McDonald. He's 55 metres out from goal, Donald McDonald. Into the pocket. Pass not a good one. Hannah. Glasgow caught by German. No way of getting rid of it, says the umpire.
Well, surely going one way and then the other, and he's caught with the tackle. He has to be penalised.
Well, they brought it in a couple of years ago that if he put the perfect tackle on and the player had the opportunity to get rid of the ball, then it would be a free kick. But they don't seem to be doing that this year.
Yeah, there's North Melbourne be disappointed there because the free kick's been given against them for something very similar. Nailey runs away against the boundary line. He's well shepherded by Johnston. Left foot kick by Nailey up towards centre half forward. The high fly is required. At the bottom, Dennis. A kicker smothered. Goes off the shin of the North Melbourne player. Bradley's in the van. Feeds the handball to Johnston. Johnston's long handball. Dennis is on the end of it. It's a punch over the back. Gleason's there. Dennis crashed to the ground. The ball runs clear. Robertson throws himself on the ball. North Melbourne come clear. No, Ogier intercepts. Dennis again tackled when he didn't have the ball. And Dennis should get the free kick at half forward for Carlton. 55 metres out directly in front.
Gee, I'm feeling a few of those up here. It's very willing. Dennis not shirking the issue. He's going to go long. Sends Kernahan back to the line. Stephen Kernahan and McCann. Kernahan or Ogier. Man in front, Darren Ogier. Two hands are better than one. And give it to the man in front.
Yes, and a strong mark to Ogier. But really, none of the North Melbourne defenders went to punch at all. McCann was one of them. They all went for the mark, and when you've got two players such as Kernahan and Ogier going for it, it's much safer to go for the punch.
Number 3 carrying up for Darren Ogier. Oh, he's made the goal umpire work. And that's a bad miss. Well may he hold his head, and an oath. It could be he missed that because Ian Robertson has already written down 3 beside his name.
Well, I'm afraid I'm a critic of guys that miss from that distance, Bernie.
You
surely,
never did, Robbo?
No, well, professional footballers in 1987 shouldn't miss from there, surely.
Don't bring me into it. I missed a lot of them from there, Robbo.
Kick in. Johnston at the back takes the mark. One gets the impression that Wayne Johnston might relish playing against North Melbourne. His 11th possession. Handball to Glasgow at the back. Gleeson. Can he get clear? Handball to Dennis off the ground. No, he tries to tap it on. No, he doesn't. Tries to gather it. And the tackle's been put on him by Passmore. And a rather different looking Michael Passmore than in seasons gone by.
His biggest fan is Doug Wade. Doug used to work in hair care. Perhaps he's given him some of his products.
The bounce. Chance for Ogier. Snapshot for goal. Hits the post. Well, he nearly made up for it. And he nearly made my scorecard look a little better. 6 goals, 7 plays, 3 goals, 6. 19 points the difference, and we've played nearly 13 and a half minutes.
Law puts it back into play. Dean's having the run in. Knocks it away from Smith. Ricochet's loose. Dean from Glasgow. Beautiful pass to Gleeson. Couldn't hold it. Kernahan. Crocker, number 27, comes loose. High tackle there on Dean. Crocker getting him over the shoulder, and what sort of a shot for goal is Peter Dean? What's he doing there for a start? Well, directly in front. He's taking plenty of time over it. Only 30 metres out. There's the banners and the floggers, the North Melbourne cheer squad trying to put him off. Peter Dean's made the goal umpire work as well, and 2 bad misses from the Blues. Backman or not, you shouldn't miss those.
No, they're wasting a lot of opportunities, Carlton. They could have had this game just about sealed up even at this early stage if they'd have kicked those 4 goals there.
Kick in towards half-back member's side of the ground. Setting himself was Crocker. Schimmelbusch picks up the crumbs. Long ball towards the centre wing. Reece Jones! Oh, he's taken off like a jumbo jet. And on the wing, well, that would have been the mark of the century, surely.
Yes, I think Warwick Kappa would have had some competition there. That is magic.
Yeah, sensational. He's got the big job too, picking up Donald McDonald.
The bounce of the ball on centre wing. Gallagher doing the ruck work. Nailey can't break clear. He can get the handball out well, though. and he has Bradley supporting. Oh, crash goes Schimmelbusch. Chance there now for Gallagher. He's tap on. Schimmelbusch is on the end of it. Play on, says the umpire. He did blow his whistle. Schimmelbusch didn't know messing around. Up towards half forward. Aitken intercepts. There's a punch on behind play between Gallagher and Cracker. Oh, Cracker! Down he goes. Gallagher on the bottom of it.
It started off with Johnston and Cracker, and it's been going on all day long.
Well, the play's going on too. Aitken. High kick from Glasgow, chipping into that melee. Fist to ground with Phil Cracker. Under the left boot, drives to half forward. There's hardly anyone on the forward line. North with a chance through German. He's got it between his legs. And Dean throws himself in, and German gives him one around the ear. And well spotted by the umpire, a free kick to Peter Dean. 15-metre penalty now. They're trying to clear things out. Dean across to Nayley. Plenty of open space. He's told to go by Glasgow. Draws the man, flips over the top to Aitken. He can go back inboard, decides to do it with the boot. Towards half forward. They've all gone underneath it. Behind the pack, Oja! Good pair of hands, Darren Oja, and he's displaying it today. More difficult shot for goal than the one he missed earlier. That's a great mark.
He's playing well, Oja. Must have had a few words to say to the umpire, but really, after watching the replay, he had no justification in doing so.
40 metres out from goal. Third goal for Darren Oja, 7th for Carlton. It took a lot of getting. It comes up at the 17-minute mark of the term, and they lead by 26 points.
Really, the North Melbourne defence have not been able to hold either Oja or Richard Dennis. They've been the real stars for the Carlton side on the forward line. Sean Smith's been taken from the ground after Dennis has had about 8 kicks for the quarter so far. And Carlton really are doing it well.
Bounce back in the centre. Tap out goes towards the wing. Meldrum kicks it on the ground in front of him. Now he gives Robertson a chance. Kicks with the left foot over the top, and the mark being taken by Schimmelbusch. Between the centre and half-back. He sees a player in short in the centre. It's Mossop. Mossop all on his own. The tackler, Bradley. But Mossop gets his kick away. Downfield, no. No mark taken. Chance for Rhys Jones. He flips it out sideways to Glasgow. Beautiful football by Rhys Jones. Bradley's on his own. He kicks it in front of him. Accidentally, I would think. He's on his left foot. No, yes, he kicks it with the left foot now. Well pressured by Larkin. Up towards half forward. Dennis shows the skills again. Handball over the top. Here's a chance for big Justin Madden. Kicks it into the front of the goals. Is the mark taken here? No, it's punched away by McCann. Over the line for a behind to the Carlton side. And it wasn't a bad kick by Madden. Centering the ball, but good defensive work by North Melbourne.
And hasn't McCann done a good job on Kernahan?
Yes, he's held him down to only a handful of kicks, and he's not having the influence that he usually has on the game.
Demetrio to the outer side of the ground. Forward went Dwyer there as he got the free. Umpire saw him go forward, but perhaps he's given it to Crocker instead. In the locker, he kicks towards the wing position. Looking for McDonald, given plenty of latitude there. McDonald goes long. Fairly the target, but the mark either Aitken or Alvin. And it's Aitken who's done well off interchange for Carlton on half-back with the ball. Through the Seagulls, he puts it up towards the wing. Mossop outmarked by Kernahan. And McCann, who is on Kernahan, staying back there. And Kernahan has a word to McCann and feeds it on again to Gleeson. Up towards the square, looking for a Madden mark. Oja. No, it's Dennis. Off it. I thought Madden was going to go for it. Dennis takes his 5th mark, and the bulk of them have been in this term. Madden ended up holding Law back, allowing Dennis to mark. His 13th possession. Directly in front, Richard Dennis will make no mistake. The difference, 33 points in favour of Carlton as Dennis kicks his first, that at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter. Second, in fact, for Dennis, and both of them in this term.
And great play here by Justin Madden. You'll see him put his big frame in Johnny Law's way. And that enabled Richard Dennis to go back. And a pretty courageous mark by Dennis. Backing back into the pack, kept his eye on the ball all the time.
Well, he's not as heralded as Bradley's and Kernaghan's and Motley's, but he's doing a good job for Carlton as Richard Dennis. The ball goes up towards North Melbourne's forward area. A good play by Carlton's defence. They scrambled and they chased, and eventually they look as though they'll get it clear. Play answers the umpire. The handball from Aitken finds Glascott. Glascott out towards the wing area. Bradley can't mark, but he's at ground level. He flips it on beautifully to Melbourne. No, it's a free kick. Well, it looked like the open hand on the television, but according to umpire Carey, it was a throw, and Demetriou will take the free kick on the defensive side of centre. He kicks in the centre and finds McCann. McCann takes his full 12-13 metres and kicks a long one up into the forward pocket area. Punched away again by Carlton. Rhys Jones on the end of it, a little bit fortunate. Glascott, a kick out towards the wing area. It's over the top of the pack, close to the boundary line. Passmore, pressured by Ogier, and in the back according to the umpire, and Passmore will take the free kick for North Melbourne.
Passmore to half forward, looking for McDonald. Rhys Jones up high, also Gallagher. Dwyer could only give it across to an opponent. Glascott back inboard to Hannah. He's got Gleeson in the middle, just a little long for him. Met solidly by Larkin. Gives it away to Schimmelbusch. Back to Larkin, got it away before he was tackled. Driven long by Robertson. Mossop hands to it. Who can recover on the ground? It's Smith who boots it to Cracker. The darling of the MCG crowd, Jimmy Cracker, goes to the wing where German's unmarked. Chance for North here, they've got plenty of loose players. McRae, long looking for Phil Cracker with Alvin wearing him like a glove. Cracker, some magic here. Oh, goes forward. He's got the free.
Well, I think he really just about deserved that first free kick when Tommy Alvin was leaning all over the top of him. Yes, he was the only player really getting in and going for the ball, and Carlton players were worried about him, and Phil Cracker deserved that free kick.
I think they thought he might try some soccer off the ground or something unexpected, so they're going to blanket him at all costs. It's going to cost them a goal. Phil Cracker brings up his first goal of the afternoon, and a timely one. 27 points is the lead for Carlton. They were looking to really run away with things there, but they were caught well and truly napping there with plenty of loose men on the north forward line. Alvin looking up to the scoreboard. The replay is being shown of the incident. First goal of the quarter for North Melbourne.
Carlton lead by 27 points. Dorotich having a bit of a run around the boundary line. Plenty of blood on his CFC emblem. Chance for Carlton through Gleeson. Oh, round the neck. Play on. And he elects to go for the handball. Robertson on his right foot. Gave it to Alvin with a hand pass. Out wide, Meldrum. A little sloppy. Can he break clear of Demetriou? No, he decides to tap on. Gleeson roving well. Gets the handball out wide. Dwyer in front of Robertson. Meldrum backs up again, runs away from Demetriou, shoots for goal from 50 metres out, high ball, through from behind. 28 points the difference, Carlton lead, and we're nearly at a time on in the second quarter.
Law from full-back. Good fist from Dean. The defender up on the forward line, knocks it over for a half-forward throw-in. Ticking towards time on. That was a train, not the siren. Madden wins the tap, but straight to McRae. Rhys Jones. Jimmy Cracker holds him up, centre wing. Rhys Jones towards Kernaghan at half-forward, won't make him. Mark in front to McRae, yes. Crowd don't agree, but he certainly got first touch and the second. McRae plays on Lark in the centre for North. Kick towards Cracker. Boundary line too close.
very indirect football there.
I suppose he saw the one man leading, thought he put it to him, but in fact far too deep for Cracker. Glasgow sweating on him, Crocker. Oh, straight to German. Aitken tackles him. German trying to throw it away. Held by Glasgow on hands and knees. Got up before he hands it off to Elvin.
Elvin over the top finds Dean. Dean has Hannah in support. Well tackled. Gets the handball away. Dean crashes his way through. Gets that handball away to Elvin, and Elvin is backed up magnificently from the back pocket. Kicks it towards centre half forward. Overrunning the ball. Pass ball goes back after it again. A quick out, kick out towards the wing area. Well smothered. The bounce. Through come North Melbourne. Can't control it. Here's a chance now for Crocker. A tap out to Larkin. Larkin slips or fumbles at a crucial stage. Glasgow out wide to Robertson. Play on, says the umpire. The ball up towards the centre circle area. Bradley, a bit of positive football. Kennedy, high towards half forward, and the mark being taken for Carlton by Melbourne. Well, he stood his ground well, Melbourne.
Must have sounded like a herd of elephants coming down on him too.
No one on the mark. Shoots for goal from 45 metres out and kicks a goal. Very, very poor work by North Melbourne. He would never have kicked the goal from where the mark should have been.
He gained 15 metres in Robbo, and it was dreadful defence by North Melbourne. How they can let something like that happen is beyond me, and John Kennedy will not be happy. It was almost as if they wanted to say, well, he's not my man.
Two goals for Paul Meldrum. 27 minutes gone in this second quarter. It's been all Carlton. Tap one by Gallagher. He puts in a good Shepherd too for Naylor. Two bounces in 5 metres. Steadies now. Pops it up for Kernahan. Knocked away by McCann. Steele. Over the top of offset number 7, Johnston. And away goes Schimmelbusch. The North skipper on half back. Does it well. Beautiful football. Up towards half forward. Aitken has the sit for the fist here and knocked it away from fairly well, but he did well, the big fellow, to then get it back inboard to German. He's put to the ground, almost into the fence. Crocker, in fact, as the ball's gone off on the full from that pressure. And the free kick will go to David Glasgow, midway between half-back and wing.
A high kick by Glasgow towards the centre half forward, and a terrific mark taken in front of the pack by Darren Harris, who spent most of the first quarter, probably all of the first quarter, and came on to the ground in the second term and has just taken a good mark. A long kick towards half forward. Kennedy on the bottom of it, flips it on beautifully to Glasgow. Glasgow has Aitken running. The siren sounds to end the second quarter, and at half-time, Carlton lead 9-10-64 to North Melbourne 4-6-30.
Soars starts the second half here at the MCG, and North Melbourne with a huge job to do. Madden favoured by the bounce, can pick his options here. Goes with a 2-metre kick and gives it straight to the other ruckman, Mossop. He gets it out there towards Crocker. Look at all the blues he's got to beat. Missing it with the boot was Gleeson. There's Johnston driving to half forward for Carlton. Good mark, Dennis. He started off where he left off in the second quarter. Here's Glasgow for Carlton. Kicks towards the goal. Gallagher, great mark. Held off Law and clutched it in the crook of the left arm and will shoot it goal from about 15 metres. First mark for Gallagher. And a pretty acute angle for him. But this would really break the Kangaroos' heart if he could drill this one through at the start of the quarter. He is a left footer, so this will help him in this effort. Beautiful kick. No, it came back and had to be rushed through for the behind. Really hooked back. So behind makes the difference 35 points at three-quarter time. As the kick in will have to be taken over again. Flags hadn't been waved, or players not outside 10 metres as it goes back to full-back.
Gallagher's been rather quiet today, but last week he kicked particularly well and marked very well against the Geelong side.
Kick in by Law, goes over the back of the pack. There's a chance there for North Melbourne to break clear. McCann, who's been moved into the forward line. Play on, a little unfortunate. Dorotic lucky to get away with that. Crash goes McCann. Dorotic fends it off, then goes for the hand pass. It's astray. A high ball towards half forward. Here's a chance now for North Melbourne through McRae. Well tackled. Interception by Dean. Bradley, high ball. Right up against the boundary line. As a matter of fact, it's over the boundary line on the full. And a free kick will be taken by German. German's short kick finds Demetriou all on his own. And Meldrum loose tagging. Demetriou's kick inside the 50-metre line. And it's been marked by Schimmelbusch. It'll need a very, very good kick by Schimmer on this occasion to score. 50 metres it'll have to go. It's a nice looking ball right up into the goal square. Punched through for a behind by the Carlton defence. And North Melbourne go on to 4 goals, 7-31. They trail by 34 points as an interested spectator has her lunch. A kick in towards Alvin. Alvin inside the 50-metre line. He has Glascott in support, but goes back inside. Past Cracker. Forced to kick hurriedly in the finish. Up towards half forward. Kernahan does it nicely. Gives the chance to Kennedy. Gleeson tackled, but he breaks it. Onto the left foot. Decides to hand pass to Johnston. Johnston across to Meldrum, and Meldrum will take the mark on the opposite half forward flank. 55 metres from goal. He's got a player in supporting Gleeson. He'll be crunched. No. Crocker could have buried him, but he did the good thing and tackled well, and he will be awarded with a free kick. Darren Crocker at half-back for North Melbourne.
Pretty terrible handball, that one.
Dreadful handball by Meldrum.
Crocker. 12th kick for the afternoon. Falls a little short. The practice wicket area. Good mark taken over there by Steele. Had Noley right with him, but sticky hands on the sticky turf. Darren Steele. McCann's led too early, so it goes over McCann's head now. Up goes Hannah, down to Meldrum. I wonder if Bradley knew that handball was coming out. He looked the other way as McCann's tackled. McRae got some support from German. High roost to half forward. Dean out to Glascott. Saw them coming and spilled it and then copped one around the head. Alvin plays on. I think the ball will come back. No, the advantage was paid. It's no advantage as it turns out. John Mossop. Another high kick towards half forward. Fairly they want high flying. Comes down to Jimmy Cracker. Here's a goal. Well, normally you would expect so. He's a great rover and then usually caps it off. But I think he's really had his mind taken off the job after that report and hasn't looked at all in it since then. They've reduced the deficit to 33 points.
Robertson, a bit of fiddling around by Carlton in the initial stages of this third quarter. Firstly by Meldrum, then a little bit of Robertson. Up towards half forward, Madden can't mark. Johnson does the roving well. Third kick in as many minutes. Glascott at centre half forward. Has Bradley in support. Left foot kick by Bradley up towards Naley. Naley pursued by Steele. Can he break clear? Maybe. Slips, slides, Steele does the tackling. Naley has the ball. Not penalised. Dennis there in support. And now umpire Saws comes in and decides to bounce just outside the 50-metre line in a very, very slippery part of the MCG, the practice cricket pitch area.
Gallagher is 29 against Mossop. Down to Law. Ricochets loose. Bradley squares it, but not before he was over the boundary line, or the ball was. Throw in on half forward for Carlton. They lead by 33 points, 5.5 minutes into the third quarter. And North will want to get cracking in these conditions. 33 points is a big lead. Mossop beating Gallagher in the ruck. He's thrown to ground by that player. Larkin. Ball says the crowd, ball says the umpire. And Dennis, what a game he's having on 50 metres. Sends them back. He's going to go long and could go close. He's got a drier area to run in on. Dennis hoists it right up towards the edge of the goal square. Gallagher loses it. Through the goals goes McDonald with the help of Crocker. 34 points we're back to. That was the lead that Carlton had at half-time. We've played 6 minutes into this third quarter.
Johnny Law kicks the ball in for North Melbourne, looking for Passmore. He's got a little bit of space. Glascott the tackler. At the back there is Ogier. He slips over at the crucial stage. So does Ogier. And the ball trundles just over the boundary line in front of the battling Darren Ogier. And we'll have a throw in just slightly Carlton's forward area. And the big players, Madden and Mossop, doing battle again. Madden kicks it off the ground. Lucky for Carlton. Gleeson's punch lands in Meldrum's lap. Meldrum's left foot kick to full forward has been marked for Carlton by Gallagher. And he's just too tall for Johnny Law.
They're expecting a lot, I think, from Johnny Law, playing him in those key position spots, especially against Gallagher. He's 6'6". Johnny Law would be struggling to be 6'2". And it's a lot of ground to make up.
Air as well.
Gallagher comes in, a very deliberate shot for goal, and he puts it through for his first goal and Carlton's 10th. They're 10-12-72, and they now lead by 40 points. North Melbourne a miserable 4-8-32, and we're nearly 8 minutes into the third quarter.
And really, they're just not getting enough from the North Melbourne on ball players. Johnny Mossop has done very little in the ruck, and they've been beaten on the ground. Jimmy Cracker's been more worried about evening up after Phil caught one early in the game, and North Melbourne have been pretty ordinary.
No one wins it out of the ruck, though. Another chance for Madden. Down goes Larkin in the back, and a little stop in the head as well. Doesn't stop him. Running player is Steele on half forward flank. Swings into the pocket. Underneath it, Harris and other number 26, David Rees-Jones, to hand it to the boundary umpire after a few bounces. They look a little dejected on the North bench.
Smith and Stevenson, the players we saw in the picture. Now there's a chance for North Melbourne. German. McCann tackled well by Kennedy. Under pressure, pushes it over the boundary line, and another throw-in will take place. Matthew Larkin, one of their key players last year, has only had 3 kicks, and we're 9 minutes into the third quarter. Chance for Cracker, intercepted by Rees-Jones. A quick kick, no one can break clear. Dean on the bottom of it. Elvin there for Carlton. He scrambles after the football, and the umpire will come in and bounce the ball again. It's about 35 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. The Northerners 4-8, a miserable effort. Carlton 10-12. The bounce, Madden, chance for Nailey, breaks clear, does he? Yes, he does. A quick kick out to the opposite forward pocket. Robertson, Crocker there for North Melbourne, gives away the free kick, and Robertson takes a ticky Touchwood for the Blues in the back pocket.
9 minutes gone, third term. 40 points the difference in favour of the Blues. Up high Bradley. Smith back between the legs. Schimmelbusch caught by Elvin and Bradley. Still goes Schimmer, and he might have got the free. He has. Well, he kept battling after it, and I suppose if a bit Diggy Touchwood evened up for the last one. 13th kick coming up for the North Melbourne skipper. Member of the 300 club. Will kick from about 65 metres. McCann makes the lead. Ball goes in his direction. Up high Madden. Second grab will be paid. No, Rees-Jones must have been held off the ball. He handballs on to Robertson. Up the outer wing. Little break for Glasgow, about half a metre on Phil Cracker, but it's enough. Over the head to someone he hopes of his persuasion, but the fist away sees it over the boundary line. Throw in centre wing. Keith Gregg chewing, as is John Dugdale. John Kennedy impassive. 44 is Madden. Wins the tap, but straight down to Larkin. Caught well. Nailey against Cracker. Good play, Nailey, really starting to find his feet in the VFL. Onto the sticky centre, rather practice wicket area. Dennis couldn't get it before it was over. Passmore, the red come blonde head for a throw in. Half forward line for Carlton.
It's a bad kick by Nailey under pressure. He was held by Cracker as he kicked the ball, and to keep it in was good play. Over the back. Chance for Smith for North Melbourne. Glass got underneath it. Here's a chance for Schimmelbusch, well pressured by Elvin, may have given the free kick away. Play on says the umpire, Phil Cracker, round Elvin, now decides to feed the handball to Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch in the centre of the ground, over the top with a long kick up towards full forward, but who's there? Carlton defender, Peter Dean, ever reliable right in the goal square, takes an easy mark. A short kick towards centre half back will be marked by Kennedy, and he was about to run on, and stupid play by Jim Cracker. No 15-metre penalty given, I don't know why.
He would have been reported at the start of the season.
kicks out towards the wing. No mark by Dorotich. Meldrum there to back up. Picks up the crumbs. A short kick up towards half forward. A chance for Oju. It's over the back. Passmore leads in the race for the ball. Diving on it. He grabs it well and goes back and should get a kick. No, he doesn't. The support is given by McDonald out towards Steele. Steele over the top has Demetriou. Demetriou on centre wing. Short pass finds McCann. McCann, a long one towards full forward. Who should chip in? Tommy Elvin. The Carlton defence is impenetrable. Elvin out towards the wing. Chance for Kernahan. Can't mark. Punched away. McDonald, handball out. Free kick given to North Melbourne. And it'll be taken on centre wing by Donald McDonald.
Looking a little better, North. Moving the ball well with handball, but they can't get past half forward. Let's see if Demetriou can. Inside Meldrum he goes. Long. The fist away was good defence. Dorotich off to Nailey. Steams through the middle. He bounces it even in the muddy centre. Loves having a bounce every 2 or 3 metres. Feeds the handball on to Madden. From 40 metres, Justin Madden drills it. Well, Mark Nailey, he's certainly feeling at home on the very damp MCG. A pat in the back for Dorotich, who was also involved for Madden. But there wasn't much stopping Mark Nailey here.
No, and Nailey's looked really good the last couple of weeks. 5 goals last week against Geelong, where he really found his feet. And this week he's really, I thought last week he was only a forward pocket rover, but he's picking up kicks all over the ground this week.
Didn't notice Dorotich make a long run to give Nailey a pat on the back.
It's been the hallmark of Carlton this year, hasn't it?
Tremendous, because that fellow just needs that little bit more confidence, and he could be anything. Carlton lead by 46 points. 13 and a half minutes gone. Ball bounced in the centre. Here's a chance for the Blues to go into attack again. Glasgott's high ball towards centre half forward. A tap on by Kernahan, but it's all North Melbourne. On half back, Larkin, short left foot kick, finds Crocker. Crocker with a little bit of space. Robertson comes in to do the smothering. Over the top, up towards full forward. A great punch away. Chance for Hannah. Intercepted. Here's Rhys Jones backing up. Breaks clear. Kennedy over the top. Into the centre is Meldrum. Running player is Hannah. He decides to go for a run. One bounce. Out towards half forward. Ogia, Passmore. Passmore recovers well. It's Law to back him up. Law's left foot kick into the centre, being marked by Meldrum. Oh, he just gets past North Melbourne players so easily and kicks it up towards Gleeson. A great interception by David Dwyer. He's pressured by Gleeson. At the back is Dennis. Dwyer gets the ball away to Larkin. Larkin on centre wing, a little bit of space. Handball over the top. Goes to Crocker. Crocker, one bounce. May even take another one. No, now decides to kick with the left foot in towards the centre. There's no one home. Big Justin. The ball stopped by the umpire. Justin Madden can't break clear. And umpire Carey has to take control and will bounce the ball at centre half forward for North Melbourne. Robert Wall's looking rather pensive. And the Governor-General on his right, Wesley Lofts. The bounce at centre half forward. Madden gets the ball out wide. German a chance. Back to Larkin. Larkin has Passmore in support. Passmore's long bomb towards full forward. Punched away well by Rhys Jones. Into the pocket. Schimmelbusch can't control it. And it goes over the boundary line for a throw in, only 10 or 12 metres around from the North Melbourne goal.
Halfway through the third term. The game's starting to lift in intensity again. 46 points, though, as the deficit North have to make up. Nailey. Cleverly, but only as far as Larkin. Not a bad effort. A beauty. Matthew Larkin, his second goal. And I thought it was a good kick from Nailey to keep the ball in play. Perhaps he would have been happier if it had gone out.
Yeah, it's a magnificent snap by Larkin. But really hasn't done enough today for a player of his class. As a lot of the North Melbourne stars have been out of business all day. They need a lot more from McCann also at centre half forward. He's been put there to try to lift the north side and hasn't had a touch this quarter.
Gleeson out of the centre towards centre half forward. Chance for Carlton again. Meldrum does it pretty easily and still gets clear to feed the handball out wide to Kernahan. Fickle bounce. Nearly landed in his hands. Crocker there. Here comes Harris. Harris out of defence. A long left foot kick towards the wing. McCann at the back. Surely North Melbourne can do something with this. A chance again for McCann. Dorotic does the smothering well. Tommy Alvin, Shimmer. He's battled his heart out all day. He's dispossessed by Reece. Reece Jones comes back with a bit of space, kicks the ball up the wing. It's an ill-directed kick. And McDonald comes in, feeds the handball to Crocker. He's tackled by Ogier. Good tackle. McDonald gets the crumbs. Kicks the ball high towards half forward at the back. Reece Jones takes possession of the football. Kicks it long from whence it came. And McDonald takes the mark in front of Ogier. With slow motion 1950 style football there. And McDonald has the football for North Melbourne.
Reece Jones not paid or the free kick. Corner of the square there in North's attacking half. The amusement on the faces of the spectators as Madden up high. Through the legs of all of them. Gleeson feeds it out to Madden. Straight into Cracker. Play on's the call. Met it well, Donald McDonald. Jimmy Cracker, quick hands. Chance now for Peter German. Too much pace for Johnston. Into the pocket, a beautiful pass to McCann. Steve McCann, a 50-degree angle, trying to make it 45. Been swung onto the forward line to give them something to aim for up there. Can he cap this move off with a goal? 34 points down. The Kangaroos. 29 now. Did I say 34? What is it?
39 points.
39.
Peter, it's 39 plays 78. Carlton have doubled North's score, but they should be further in front. They've had a lot of the general play all over the field. There's a chance for Kennedy on the bottom of the pack. Cracker can't break clear. He's been penalised for holding the ball. No, that can't be fair. Hannah, you must go back and give it to Kennedy, I think it was, that had Cracker by the jumper. And Kennedy will take the kick for Carlton at half-back. He kicks it high towards half-forward. Kernahan in front. It's punched away in the centre of the ground. Phil Cracker bounces or taps it on the ground twice. Looking for the man over the top. It's Crocker. Crocker tackled by Reece Jones. And Reece Jones did it well because he gave Elvin the chance. Law now at full forward. Being taken away from defence. He looks a little bit out of condition, Johnny Law. Here's a chance for Melbourne. But he's pushed over the line by Demetrio. And a boundary throw-in will take place as Fraser Murphy prepares to come onto the field. And he does. He takes Shane Robertson's place at the 19-minute mark of the third quarter. Play on as the umpire, Gleeson, who's doing well, over the top to Madden. Madden was nearly going back to Gleeson. Oh, he does it ever so easily. The song and dance man, Justin Madden, towards centre half forward. High flyer Ogier, nearly a spectacular mark. Gets the handball away. Here's a chance for Carlton through Johnston. A short pass up forward, and it's been marked by Gallagher. He's about 35 metres out directly in front. And the footwork of Justin Madden just had to be seen to be believed.
He's shown us a bit of fancy footwork the last few weeks, Justin, hasn't he? A bit of soccer stuff. But North Melbourne, they haven't got anyone on their forward line to capitalise. They've been battling hard to get it down there, and every time Carlton just pick it up and take it down to their forward line and seem to kick easy goals. Well, this time easy points.
Well, that was a very ordinary kick by young Michael Gallagher, and it registers a behind for the Blues. They go to 11-13-79, and they lead by 40 points. North Melbourne 5-9-39. The kick in, Steele on the bottom of it. There's a chance for Nailey. He's burrowing in after the ball. He's got it. Feeds it out. Johnston throws himself on it. Steele over the top, and umpire Carey decides to bounce.
21 minutes gone. Third term. 40-point lead for Carlton. Midway between wing and half forward this bounce. Carlton in attack. Madden really taking over in the ruck. Steele nowhere to go. Larkin now. Got Demetrio on his outside. Law is given a lead at half forward. He's ignored, and Demetrio's gone too far.
Well, there's an indication. Not one North forward would move for him.
Well, I don't think he had confidence to give it to Law either, as Nailey, left foot kick, finds Gleeson. Long handball puts Kennedy under pressure, but he's got support. Fraser Murphy, his first kick since coming on from interchange. Under pressure too. Huge pack. Beats them all on the ground except Crocker. Out to the wing from Harris, out in the full. So Milam Hanna to take the resultant free kick right on the interchange area, members wing. Hanna, 13th possession for the afternoon after coming back from a serious knee injury. Kernahan in front, hasn't been able to hold them today. Bradley's quick feet. Passmore in front, being pressured by Ogier. Ogier flings it behind him. Dwyer loses it. Passmore's back in there. Good burrowing from Nicky Passmore. And he's got the free kick for one high. Or is it Crocker who's getting it? Doesn't matter for North. They want goals as it goes to the wing. Alvin knocks the ball away cleverly. Away goes Nayley. Bit of pace. Kicks. He's scragged on delivery. That's why it's gone loose. Chance for Meldrum. Can he deliver some magic here? Handball's off to Gallagher. Gleeson now can clean up. Shocking snap. Underneath it, Dennis. And the North defence rush it through for a behind. At the 22.5-minute mark, 41-point leaders are Carlton.
Well, what can North do?
Well, they've made their moves. They've tried McCann up on the forward line, and none of them have come off after half-time. Here's someone who can lift North Melbourne. That's Johnny Mossop.
There's a little desperado who's tried his heart out for them too. Steele. His kick finds Demetrio in the centre. Demetrio's kick out wide. The half-forward's been marked by Fairley. And marking is Dorotich. Fairley's high ball into the pocket. Chance for Law over the top. Reece Jones. Great punch in defence by Reece Jones. Over the boundary line for a throw-in right alongside the 50-metre line. And the Blues defence has played magnificent football. North Melbourne have only been able to kick 5-9, and we are nearly into time on in the third quarter. Here's a chance for Jimmy Cracker. A high right foot kick towards goal is not a bad shot. It's a beautiful kick by Jimmy Cracker, and a badly needed goal for the Northerners. It's his second goal, and North Melbourne 6. 6-9, 45, and the Blues 11-14, 80.
It was amazing, Jimmy Cracker. This is what they talk about, the Cracker magic. And that was an amazing kick from there, that angle. Plenty of pressure from Carlton. He's managed to steer it through. They're amazing players, those Crackers.
Only had 5 kicks for the afternoon. His first goal as Gleeson nowhere to go, but got it through to Johnston. Long kick from Johnston too. Ogier has it knocked away from him. Who's first onto it? Dwyer there for North. Keeps it in. Madden against Passmore. Madden tried to flick it back there for Ogier. Throw in on half forward for Carlton. Coming up to time on. I certainly wouldn't want to let the Blues in for any more goals. North Melbourne in this term. Volley from Smith, and it finds Schimmelbusch. Looking for some traction on the practice wicket area. Chips for Larkin. They have to stop-start things here. 15 metres given away. Now they can get mobile. Larkin. Pass to half-forward. Demetrio the target, but Gallagher is back there. And the big 6'6" full forward of a moment or two ago holds them up on half-back. Nayley, not a good handball there to Kennedy. Put him under pressure. Kennedy trying to hold off Fairley. And Fairley's got over his shoulder. Shepherding the ball a little bit there, Kennedy, but clever use of the body. He's got the free. No one on his mark. Just heads off. Boots it high for Kernahan. 3 men on him. Dwyer's handball to Cracker. Always looking for someone to give it to. That man in the middle drives it towards half forward. Out comes David Reece-Jones with 2 to beat. Kicks the ball in front of him. It was his prime objective. Does it brilliantly, David Reece-Jones. Back for Gallagher. Gives it now to Dean. Oh, caught by 2. And it is in the back, says the umpire, though the majority of the crowd yelled ball. Peter Dean with the free.
Well, I would have yelled ball too. I think he had plenty of chances to get rid of it, but the ball now up towards half forward's been marked by Glascott. He plays on and gives it to Nayley. Nayley's on half forward, into the pocket. Johnston nearly takes a freak mark. Slips out of his right hand and goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. About 45 metres around from the Carlton goal. The scoreboard, Carlton 11-14-80, lead North Melbourne 6-9-45. And we're 1.5 minutes into time on in the third quarter. Here's a chance now for North Melbourne. They break clear through Smith. He kicks the ball.
Second
in
time
mid-air,
he's done
and it's
that.
been marked by Demetriou in front of Milam Hanna.
Well, again, stop-start stuff from North Melbourne. They put it forward in hope. That hope is fairly, but Dorotic thumps it away. Now North in numbers. Phil Cracker receives it from Dwyer, who was met heavily after delivering it. Up towards half-forward for John Law. He's got David Rees-Jones on him. Law pressured now by Murphy. Jones is in there as well. And he's got the free kick, Rees-Jones. Good football. He's played a fine match, in fact. As the kick comes towards the wing, down goes Dwyer, no free kick. Dennis goes away after getting the handball from Glasgow. Not a good kick. Now a chance for Ogier. Dean trapped that cleverly. Can he get the handle on it? Plenty of time to wheel around and drive long. Doesn't do that. Donald McDonald, fickle bounce, but did it nicely. Steele was in there to help him with a shepherd. Donald McDonald to half forward. David Rees-Jones in front. Law over the top. Fairly, in fact, but it doesn't matter. It's three-quarter time. And a crescendo of boos for the umpires. When in doubt, give them the raspberry. Carlton lead by 35 points at three-quarter time, so they've gained 1 point in that quarter. They kicked 2 goals in the term, while North Melbourne added 2. And goal kickers up to three-quarter time for the leaders. Dennis, Meldrum, 2, Ogier, 3, singles to Madden, Gallagher, Bradley and Hanna. For the Kangaroos, 2 to Larkin, singles to Cracker, Dwyer, Cracker, Phil and Jim in with 1, and Schimmelbusch a single. 35-point lead to Carlton at three-quarter time. The MCG, and a big job in front of North Melbourne. John Mossop looking to get them away. First up, he does that, down to Cracker, going from left to right. The Kangas, 35 points down, out charges Law. Dorotic trying to keep it in because he knows there's 3 Kangaroos around him, and he did it well. Gets a pat from David Rees-Jones. The bounce at centre half forward, North Melbourne into attack.
Chance for North Melbourne. They trail by, they need 6 goals to get in front. Here's a chance for Larkin. He can't break clear, but he gets the handball out wide. A shot at goal. Offline, out of bounds on the full by Jimmy Cracker. And just when North Melbourne needed to charge at the Blues with a quick goal, he unfortunately missed. And it was touched off the boot. So we've got a boundary throw in right up against the behind post. Quick snap by Larkin, offline, and a behind to North Melbourne. 34 points the difference, Carlton lead, and we're just 1 minute into the last quarter. Obviously very difficult conditions down at ground level, Peter. Players finding it very hard to keep their footing. Kennedy kicks into half-back, marked by Dean.
2 good defenders for the Blues. Johnston can go for a bit of a gallop out there on the wing. Now decides to centre play. He's going backwards, in fact. Dean doesn't even know what he's doing. Johnston, long kick for Kernahan, the thump away from Harris. Larkin, Demetriou in the middle for the Kangaroos. Drives towards Law, who's again got front position on David Rees-Jones, but he did it nicely, Rees-Jones, to bring it to the ground for Kennedy. Out for Glasgow, puffing hard, getting pressured by Cracker. Oh, good work, Jimmy Cracker. He's pulled to the ground when he hasn't got it, and will get the free. And the North fans say about time. Jim Cracker, waste no time. Andrew Demetriou the target. Mark under pressure from Hanna. Ball's knocked away by Schimmelbusch. So no free. 8th mark for Demetriou. Stephen McCann's back on the edge of the goal square, and Demetriou indicates that's where he's going to go now. The lead comes. It's just swung into the arms of Tom Elvin.
Really, the forward line's so crowded at that stage that it's very lucky if they're going to find a leading forward North Melbourne player.
Melbourne 13 possessions. Off to Bradley. Now touching it down. Fraser Murphy through the mud. Chips cleverly for Peter Dean, who's shown a liking for getting down ground today. Larkin pressured by Kernahan. Murphy in there, and Kernahan's given away a free. Matthew Larkin.
Larkin kicks it into the centre to Mossop. Mossop's handball to Demetriou. Off to Passmore. Passmore into the centre. Here's a chance for Steele. Steele's long kick towards half forward will be marked by McCann, who was 3 or 4 metres in front of Rees-Jones. And right on the 50-metre line, Stephen McCann will punt for goal. North Melbourne trailing at the 3-minute mark by 34 points. 6-10 plays 11-14. Not a bad-looking kick by McCann. It's gone through for a goal. Beautiful kick by Stephen McCann. The big fellow with the build of a Greek god has put North Melbourne within 28 points at the 4-minute mark of the last quarter.
Yes, you're right, Robbo. He's got a magnificent build, Steve McCann. But really, he hasn't done enough. He didn't do a bad job when he was at centre-half back on Steve Kernahan, but they expected him to get a big lift from him when they moved him up onto the forward line, and he just hasn't done enough.
Gleeson pushed backwards. Chance again for North Melbourne through skipper Schimmelbusch. Peppered by Johnston. Pressured illegally, says the umpire. Schimmelbusch tends to get a few of those. It's his 20th possession. He always makes the ball his prime objective. He's kicked one goal. He's now lining up from the 50-metre line after a 15-metre penalty. The torpedo punt's a beauty. What a bomber from Schimmer! Great goal, Wayne Schimmelbusch, and if that doesn't inspire the Kangaroos, nothing will.
Yes, magnificent stuff from Schimmer. Kicked it from 55 metres out. Well, torpedo, they're not too easy to get onto, especially with a heavy ball as it is today. And also very well done by Steve McCann to shepherd Dean out in the last line there.
Well, it just might give them a bit of a lift. The ball in the centre, chance for Carlton to break clear. Fraser Murphy jumping into Cracker. He gets the ball away up towards half forward. Here's Nailey at centre half forward, tries a kick around the corner, looking for Gallagher, punched away well by Harris. He's come on the ground and done well up in defence for North Melbourne. Hasn't got many kicks, but at least with a bit of size, he's been able to take a big player out of the game up in the Carlton forward line. It's about 40 metres around from the Carlton goal. Now Gallagher does the ruck work. Gleeson bumped off the ball. Chance for Johnston. There's Passmore on the bottom of the pack. He's striving valiantly. Now Ogier. 3 North Melbourne players. A 4th North Melbourne player in Crocker gets it out to Dwyer. Dwyer's long kick towards the wing should be marked. It's not. Pathetic effort by Madden. In comes German. German's kick towards half forwards marked by Fairley. And that poor effort by Madden just might result in a goal to North Melbourne. Rhys Jones flying high. Tries to kick the ball. He can't. Here's a chance for Law. Fraser Murphy. Elvin there for Carlton. Dives on the football. And umpire Keary will bounce at centre half forward for North Melbourne. Nearly 27,000 people at the MCG on Sunday afternoon, which is not bad because it's threatened bad weather all day. We've got away without too much rain. Carlton through Bradley go forward, up towards centre half forward. 3 or 4 players overrun it. Mossop, Kernahan there. In comes Dennis, who hasn't been in the play since the second quarter very much. A long handball out wide finds Murphy. Murphy doing the running at half forward. Goes for a long bomb. It's a high ball into the front of the square. No mark taken. Harris is there. Off the ground by North Melbourne. Off the ground by Meldrum. A goal. Well, it's a little bit unfortunate for North Melbourne because they've done pretty well up until that mark. And good luck for the Blues. Meldrum's kicked his 3rd goal and Carlton with just a little bit more relief.
Yes, he's a top player, Meldrum, and he's always where the ball is. He's one of those players that always reads it well. He seems to know to be in the right place at the right time. And then once again, he was at the bottom of the pack when the ball fell and kicked it off the ground for an easy goal.
Gave the keeper no chances. He stuck it in the corner. Demetrio gets it forward, and Dorotic. It's been a brave performance from Dorotic. Went off at quarter time to receive treatment. Came back with blood all over his Guernsey. So I can only presume some stitches. As for high fly went Kernahan. Hasn't had a good afternoon. Dennis. Forward line is Bradley. Shows the ball to McRae. Squares now for Kernahan. The skipper has kicked 2 behinds today. 27 goals for the year. His 5th mark of the afternoon. Puts the ball down. I think he was going to pull his socks up and realise they were already as high as they could go. Kernahan Carlton's lucky 13th of the afternoon. Unlucky for Kernahan, rushed through for a behind. No, it's a goal! Well, it did make the distance. It hit hands, but obviously behind the goal line. So Steve Kernahan is lucky with that shot. And the 13th for Carlton, stemming the tide that North were putting in.
Although Kernahan's had a pretty quiet afternoon, North Melbourne cannot afford to give him the latitude that they did there. And there was no player within 15 metres of Steve Kernahan, and you just can't do it to a class player like that.
The Blues lead by 34 points, up over the top, Mossop. But Johnston's on the end of it. He gets a quick kick towards centre-half forward. Oh, fickle bounce. Through comes Gleeson, who's roved well for most of the day. It's not a bad kick either. Gallagher, Dennis can't crash his way through, and McRae picks up the crumbs and takes it away for North Melbourne. Left foot kick, it's his 14th possession, and he's done a good job. He's been tagging Bradley in the centre, and there's Crocker, runs away. Does it well, Crocker. Left foot kick towards half forward for North Melbourne, and the mark will be taken by Kennedy. And a late tackle by that well-liked man, Jimmy Cracker. Well-liked by North supporters, but not too fancied by a lot of those blue and white, navy blue and white supporters, the Carlton boys. Kennedy kicks it up towards Kernahan, punched away. Now there's a chance for the smaller men. Murphy slaps it onto his boot. Madden can't mark. Plays on. Meldrum's on the end of it. Handball to Nailey. Nailey shot for goal. Not a bad-looking kick up towards the goal square, but it's been marked by Harris. Harris plays on and kicks it out towards half-back, out of sight of the ground. Mark taken by Smith. Smith plays on. A long kick towards the wing area. In front, Elvin. Can't mark. Well, backing up well as McRae gets the handball over to Phil Cracker. Phil Cracker over the top to Fairley. Fairley on the practice cricket pitch area. Now gets onto the good grass. Bombs for goal from 40 metres out. Across the face and through for a behind when North Melbourne badly needed a goal.
And he's had a quiet day too, Fairley. As that's his first score for the afternoon.
Beautiful kick in. Meldrum, 33 points up the Blues. Meldrum says, Dora, you shepherd him off. I'll pass it up for Justin, but beaten by Mossop, but too many small men there. Nailey squaring kick, looking for the other rover in Gleeson, but beaten for it by Steele, who's been a goer all day for the Kangaroos. Pass on for Mossop, intercepting Dennis. Bad football, a short pass on the back line, and Dennis goes long. Up high, Kernahan. Donald McDonald trying to run it through the goal line. And in the end, gets it clear, keeps it in play just, but back to Dennis. He can play on. Dennis, right up to the edge of the square. You see Bradley setting himself. In comes Kernahan, rather Gallagher, but it was a good mark taken by Harris. From fullback, Steele for North Melbourne. Up the wing, knocked away by Glasgow. Is good defence. Spoiling Schimmelbusch. He's got the free kick. Well, Schimmelbusch, as I said earlier, sometimes gets ones that other players mightn't. But certainly Glasgow had his eyes on the ball there and nothing else, and I thought spoilt well.
Schimmelbusch up towards half forward, Fairley at the back. Kennedy, who's done a pretty good job, an unsung hero in the Carlton side. Mick Kennedy at half back. He's got a 15-metre penalty. No, he hasn't. His kick's been smothered by Cracker. Schimmelbusch chips in, kicks it up to full forward, and McCann can't mark. Over the top, Dean does it well. Oh, brilliantly smothered by Demetriou. And over the boundary line for a throw-in. About 65 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. And Carlton leading comfortably. They're 13-14. North Melbourne are 8-11. Chance now for North Melbourne through Larkin. Inside 50 metres. He kicks for goal. Offline, out of bounds on the full. And that was a poor kick by Matthew Larkin.
Getting darker here at the MCG. Threatened rain, as Robbo said, all afternoon, but hasn't been forthcoming. And the crowd has been a good one of almost 27,000. David Rhys-Jones towards Justin Madden. Off his hands. Kennedy got the call from Glasgow. You saw him change his mind and give it out. It was good football. Harris couldn't mark, but he's got support from Smith. Towards half forward, John Law. Strong mark. Had the run on it. Murphy was coming the other way. He'd always back Law there.
Yeah, good mark by Johnny Law, but he's had a quiet afternoon. He's only had 4 possessions.
Dorotic could almost been paid, goes to the boundary line, prevented from getting it over by Fairley, but look at the Blues in there to help him. They've been terrific on the back line all year. And a bounce in the forward pocket for North Melbourne. The Blues fans, other things to look at. As Gallagher goes to the boundary line, or Dean beats both of them. Another throw in.
Peter Dean very graciously goes after the ball for the boundary umpire, which is a bit of a strange one. The throw in at about 10 metres around from North Melbourne's goal. The Carlton defence. There's a chance now. Hannah didn't look, but he's kicked as high into the centre. Oh, nearly a sensational mark by North Melbourne there. There's a chance for McRae. Can't break clear. Goes in after it again. Bradley there for Carlton. But the umpire soars, decides on a bounce, and there perhaps could have been a kick there for McRae. Bradley going crook. Won't win you too many Brownlow medal votes. And the bounce very close to the centre. It's between the centre and centre half forward for North Melbourne. Johnston on the bottom of it. McRae there for North Melbourne. And there's a young up-and-comer, Dean McRae. Keep your eyes on him. A good performance this afternoon. He's been playing on Craig Bradley. Bradley's had about 16 possessions and he's had about 14 himself. Mossop, a quick kick towards centre half forward. Dorotic brilliantly picked up by Larkin. He punched for goal from 30 metres out and he's put it through for his 3rd goal. And North Melbourne's 9th. North Melbourne 9-11, 65. Trail Carlton by 27 points. The Blues 13-14, 92. And Larkin has had 27 possessions, and considering he'd only had 1 hand pass in the first quarter, it's been a mammoth performance.
Yes, he's been one player who's really lifted his game when the occasion really needed it. And I suppose that's given North Melbourne a glimmer of hope halfway through the last quarter.
Gallagher against Mossop. Needs to start in the middle here if North are to do it, but Johnston drives his team into attack. Oh, thrown out by Oja to Meldrum. Passmore on his hammer. Oja caught high. Stevenson's hurt his shoulder in the effort. And Darren Oja will line up for goal. 40 metres out. Perhaps a little more. 45-degree angle.
Oh, yes, Stevenson fell very heavily on his shoulder there.
Sean Smith prepares to come on. Jamie Stevenson. Plenty of assistance. And it looks as though he'll have to go off. Watch it again. Oja twists and over the top comes Stevenson. Oh, they hurt more in slow motion, don't they? Well, from up here anyway. It certainly, you couldn't tell poor Jamie Stevenson that.
That looks pretty serious, that one. The way he's holding it and the expression on his face, he's in a lot of pain.
Darren Oja goes for number 4, won't score. Well, not a major anyway. Over the halfway stage of this last term in North, one would suggest with too much work to do.
Harris kicks the ball in for North Melbourne, half back on the outer side of the ground. Bradley, the high flyer from behind, couldn't mark. Larkin's handball wide. Chance for Johnston. He swoops on it well, then feeds the handball to Murphy inside 50 metres. Tries the kick over the shoulder, into the pocket. Madden's there. Can't mark. Oh, brilliantly roved by Jimmy Cracker. Handball over the top, finds McDonald. He recovers well. Handball over the top goes to Crocker, who's done well for North Melbourne. His handball finds Steele. Steele kicks it to the wing, where McRae takes the mark and plays on. And he does it well, gets past Bradley with ease. Now kicks the ball long towards full forward. At the back, Dean, in front, Rhys Jones. He goes crashing through and does it well. Feeds the handball wide to Bradley. Rebound football at its best. Carlton now in attack on centre wing. Johnston there for the Blues. Forced to kick with the right foot up towards half forward. And there's Johnny Law back in defence. He's well tackled by Oja. Dennis grabs the crumbs. His kick's beautifully smothered for North Melbourne by McDonald. Then it goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. Right alongside that 50-metre line. It's about 55 metres around from Carlton's goal. We're nearly at the 18-minute mark of the last quarter, and Carlton lead by 28 points.
Madden down, Law kicks it off the ground. He's been all over the ground today. Johnston's torpedo snap. Oh, great mark, Meldrum. How did he get that?
That was sensational from Melbourne.
They call him the freak at Carlton, and this is why.
Strong hands.
Superb hands. 5 marks for the afternoon, 17 possessions, and Paul Meldrum has kicked 4 goals. He had no time really to pick up the flight of the ball. Dwyer was all over him, and probably a metre to see it sort of come over his shoulder. And as you say, Robbo, he still managed to hang on to it in one grab.
It's a bad kick by Johnston either. That's quite a few metres.
Yeah, great kick by Jono, and he's been a real inspiration to the Carlton side this afternoon.
Stevenson being helped around the boundary line. He's badly hurt his shoulder. And play goes on. Not too many people worried about that young guy, but there's a chance for Jimmy Cracker. Quick kick out towards centre-half forward, and the mark's been taken by Smith, who's been on the interchange bench with a sore leg. He's kicked towards half-forward. Murphy in front, can't mark. Tackle, but he didn't have the ball. Play on. Demetriou handballs to himself. Murphy in there again, and does it well. Dispossesses Demetriou. Handball over the top. German on the slippery practice cricket pitch area. Into the pocket. Chance for Phil Cracker. Handball over the top. Smith bumped off the ball by Gallagher. Goes after it again, and it can't break clear. And umpire Carey decides that a bounce should take place about 45 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. Gallagher, tapped down as a beauty to Gleeson. Gleeson, who's roved well for most of the afternoon, kicks it towards the wing, a high one. No one there. Law first to recover for North Melbourne. A little pass in short finds Jimmy Cracker at centre-half forward.
Should be 15.
And he's looking for someone to tell him what to do with the football. Now he decides on the big torpedo. It doesn't talk though, and it's marked by Dean in the last line of defence. A sloppy handball, and through comes McRae, and will cap off a great day because he's kicked a brilliant goal for North Melbourne at the 21-minute mark of the last quarter. 17 possessions to the young fellow. It's his first goal, and North Melbourne go to 10-11-71. The Blues are 14-15-99.
And rather lax defence by the Carlton boys there. A poor handball to start it off by Dean. And maybe they're just taking a little bit easy there, thinking they had the game all wrapped up.
McRae, a 19-year-old from Sandgate in Queensland. The Bears would have wished they'd got hold of him. As away goes Dwyer for North Melbourne. Towards half-forward. Who's to say the Kangaroos are dead? Alvin backs his pace, and he's on a winner too. Goes towards Glasgow. Pressured by Schimmelbusch. The kick off the ground just bounces inside. Thrown on the half-forward line for North Melbourne. They've outscored Carlton in this second half. Plenty of pointing from Wes Lofts and Robert Walls. 28-point lead for Carlton. Dean shrugs off the high tackle, and Johnston cleans up. Too long for Dennis, pressured by Law. In goes Gleeson. Donald McDonald about to be caught, but good tackle from Shepherd, rather, from Cracker. Chance now for German, caught by Hannah. High tackle on Gallagher, and he'll get the free. Play on now, advantage called as Glasgow kicks it to the wing. Skipper Kernahan. Play on the call, towards half-forward. Good mark taken by McRae. Top player, keeps on keeping on, goes to the outer wing.
Out towards Crocker. Crocker can't mark. Murphy's his opponent. Murphy recovers first. He's been held when he didn't have the ball by Crocker. And if he didn't hold him, he would have got up and grabbed it anyway. Murphy's handball over the top to Gleeson. Gleeson will be tackled, but he gets his kick away. Into the pocket. Bradley leads McRae. He slips over at the crucial stage. Round the neck, looking for a free kick. Play on, says the umpire. It goes Carlton through Alvin. Crash to the ground. A poor effort by McDonald. A shocker. And Tommy Alvin, who's probably one of the fairest players to play the game. Down he goes.
Yeah, McRae seemed to have a handful of hair as well, so it wasn't a good tackle there for poor old Tommy Alvin.
Why he doesn't get his hair cut beats me. Tom Alvin at the 50-metre line. shoots for goal. It's into the square. Madden can't mark. Chance for Johnston. Rove the pack off the ground. Taken on the goal line by Jimmy Cracker. Did he go through? The goal umpire says no. It's out towards half forward. McRae's there again for North Melbourne, and he sees the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Great save on the line from Jimmy Cracker. Bounces off the goalpost.
With the ball in his hand and he touches the goalpost, isn't that a behind?
He looked like he was over as well. I don't think... you're pretty miserly, Robert. You want that point. Do you think it's going to come down to that close? There's the kick towards the wing. Knock away from Dorotich. Fending off or attempting to was Crocker. And having none of it, Fraser Murphy, and he'll get the free for a deliberate.
So we do see some of these deliberate out of bounds.
Yeah, they get paid once every 20 or so. There's the kick from Fraser Murphy. Towards half forward, front position, Mossop. Roving Bradley, very quick with the boot. Cracker, first on it, boundary line beats him. Coming up to time on, 28-point lead for Carlton. Four against 44. Steele away for North. Demetrio on half-back, still trying to run the ball. Phil Cracker, it's a Shepherd, hands it quickly off to Larkin. Around Hannah. Long handball for German. German midway between wing and half forward. He won't want to bounce it where he is now. Handball's over the top. Long kick towards the edge of the goal square. Doesn't have the legs, and Glasgow marks.
Glasgow kicks it out towards the half-back area. Good smother by Kennedy. His handball has been intercepted by German. Now the rebound football in favour of North. German's left foot kick into the pocket. No mark taken by Gallagher. Was it over on the full? No, according to our expert commentator Bernie Quinlan. And a throw-in will take place about 40 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. We're into time on, and Carlton lead by 28 points. A good tap out, goes to the Larkin, but German picks it up. A quick kick towards full forward has been intercepted by Peter Dean, and he takes the mark. He's a mean-looking customer. Good fair player, but a mean-looking customer. His handball finds Gleeson. Gleeson half-back, member side of the ground. Good kick. Meldrum over the top. To be tackled, Bradley. Meldrum's there to back him up. Brilliant running by Molly Meldrum. Two bounces, looking for Alvin inboard. Will he give it to him? No, he just plays with the opposition. Oh. Too far. Well, I'll be. But umpire saws as Johnny on the spot. And the free kick will go to North Melbourne at half-back. And a 15-metre penalty. I don't know why, because Cracker had the ball. But the free kick's going to Phil Cracker at half-back for North Melbourne.
Bit of back chat, I think, for the umpire as the kick towards half forward. Good strong mark. Ooh! He's hurt himself as he's landed. Is that...
That's Crocker.
Crocker.
And he's played a top game for North Melbourne too. He's a good young player, Crocker.
Watch him land here. He's taken his kick up towards the edge of the square. McCann. Hannah going for the boundary line if he can. Kept in play by Dean. Over the head McCann, but pressured by Rhys Jones. Throw it in the forward pocket.
Make a good ballet dancer, Stephen McCann. In the forward pocket, about 35 metres around from the North Melbourne goal.
A few talent scouts out here from the Bolshoi, actually. They heard about Justin Madden too.
Dean thumps the ball back towards half forward. Schimmelbusch should take possession. He does. Tries to get back inboard. The handball puts Law under pressure, but Law's kick's not bad. Up in the air. Is the mark being paid? No. Umpire Saws decides on a bounce. No one could really break clear of that pack of players, and a bounce just inside the 50-metre line. We've played nearly 27 and a half minutes of the last quarter. The result not in doubt, but the margin. Schimmelbusch's kick over the boundary line on the full, and it's one of the rare things that you see Wayne Schimmelbusch do wrong in a game of football. And the free kick will be taken by David Glasgow at half-back for the Blues. Seeing out time, the Navy Blues. The ball on centre wing, Glasgow's 24th possession. Chance for North Melbourne. Law can't break clear. Rhys Jones, good handball to Gleeson, under pressure. Kernahan, over the top. Ogier, good tap on. Dennis, over the top. Here's Alvin. Alvin, towards full forward. There's a chance there for Madden. He's marked. Yes. The big fellow, just too tall up there at full forward. and doesn't mind a goal either. His 11th possession for the game. And he's already kicked one goal. And approaching the 29-minute mark, a chance to kick Carlton's 15th goal.
He's usually pretty reliable too, Justin Madden, up in front of goal. I suppose you let me down this time, but this usually happens. No, he hasn't. Amazing. A beautiful goal to Madden.
Yes, you can put down your glasses now. Second goal for Justin Madden wraps it up at the 28-minute mark if it needed wrapping up. But they've been outscored in the second half, the Blues, without ever being in danger of losing it. Worth looking at this one again.
Yeah, just too tall there, Justin Madden. Had the better position. And there's nothing Harris could do.
34-point win for Carlton over North Melbourne. And that was the margin at half-time, so they haven't been outscored in the second half. That goal squaring things since the big break, and very much deserved victors here this afternoon were Carlton, with Melbourne booting 4 for them, 3 to Ogier, 2 to Madden, along with Dennis, while singles for Kernahan, Hannah, Bradley and Gallagher. For North Melbourne, 3 to Larkin, 2 to Schimmelbusch, and singles to McCann, McRae, Dwyer and Cracker. Final score here at the MCG as the Blues enter the victorious dressing room. Coach Robert Walls very happy with the points because the Blues go to the top of the VFL ladder, defeating North Melbourne 15-15, 105 to 10-11, 71.